In 1990, two mothers sat in a modest kitchen enjoying a spring day and the usual conversation of getting to know someone new. It would turn out that their common passions of family, children, gardening, and heritage became the pathway to deeper stories of women's issues, self-determination, and personal struggle. Susan was an American Jewish educator, writer, and entrepreneur. Maru was an Iranian Muslim nurse and counselor. The result of their conversations is the extraordinary book 9 Rubies, weaving across historical events and cultural strands of Iranian culture. The story begins nearly a century ago, when Maru's prosperous Iranian Azari grandfather escaped the Russian Revolution in 1917 and built a comfortable life for his wife and children in northern Iran, Ardabil. The early death of his first wife was followed by marriage to a much younger woman who caused estrangement with his daughter. The treachery of a Tudeh communist husband ultimately ruined his wife's life. That was Maru's mother. He took all her money and escaped to Russia during the Azerbaijan crisis in 1946 and left her with 4 young children. Shortly after his escape, Mom lost her only son and father. Even after his return to Iran, the father irresponsibly never acknowledged the family he had left behind. Maru's mother, brought up as a cultured and privileged child, managed to escape the small northern Iran town to Tehran, the capital of Iran. With a different language, no money, and a floundering economy, she desperately began to find some kind of love and security for her 3 daughters. What happens to a child in this circumstance? What are the experiences, the struggles, the coping mechanisms as her life is constantly uncertain and she is torn emotionally in 1,000 ways? 9 Rubies documents the everyday experiences of Maru, her mother, and sisters. Originally told to take the crushing weight off Maru's chest, each story unlocked more of this unique life that is at once personal and universal, becoming a metaphor for a larger struggle for food, shelter, contentment, love, belonging, power, and self-determination. Interspersed, the garden was Maru's peaceful respite from her internal struggles, reflecting a cultural passion for nature that Westerners often turn to in Rumi's and Saadi's poetry. Children's lives are complex, and 9 Rubies richly explains Maru's life experiences as she grew, interacted with her family, culture, and the world. In the 60s, how did a girl in Iran have a poster of Marilyn Monroe on the wall beside the poetry of Hafez and Saadi? And the Beatles, the Queen Soraya, the Shah's second wife. And later, how did she wonder how John Wayne learned to speak English because she had only heard him speaking dubbed Farsi in Iranian movie theaters? She prayed with her mom and secretly prayed for those she loved, all the international stars that allowed her to dream outside of her immediate situation. As a student and nurse, she grew more worldly and eventually became a mature woman with all the complexities that every woman can experience. 9 Rubies identifies the common experiences of all women and the unique, sometimes terrifying, sometimes fun, sometimes beautiful, sometimes profound, and always metaphoric pathways to the relationship that allowed the story to be told. The poem that sets the stage for 9 Rubies by Saadi is carved in stone in the United Nations. It calls us to reflect on Maru's extraordinary story and Susan's ability to listen without imposing her perspectives and values as they grew to love one another as sisters. Those who have read 9 Rubies say it is a page-turner, and they could not put it down. If you are ready to be carried away and also to be touched by the power of 9 Rubies, you can find it at www.9rubiesthebook.com, Amazon.com, or BarnesandNoble.com. It is available in softcover print, Nook, and Kindle versions, and as an iBook. Don't wait a moment longer. Order your copy now.